shit, I'm sorry. In Puerto Rico, we're like that. When we're like really good friends and stuff, we are like that. So sorry about that. Sorry about
No,
that.
you're
Like
fine.
I realized when we were talking, I don't know if it was yesterday or earlier. I was like, oh shit.
Oh
About the
no. It
ugly
was
vagina
yesterday.
thing.
It was yesterday.
I was like, oh, I fucked up.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm gonna post this picture right now.
Oh,
It's
God.
so dark.
Oh God. So I don't know if we're live yet. Yes, we're live.
Yeah, we are.
So yeah, we're here. We're here. Part of the new Pulseo TV family. If anyone's watching or is going to watch this later, thank you for joining us. We decided to get together a little bit and do a recap on last week's events that were happening in Puerto Rico, and my friends and family right here, Daniel, Femi, her husband Derek Carusa. He couldn't join us tonight. He's working in another state. Javier Perez, el licenciado Javier Perez, which I sent him the link, so I don't know if he would be able to join us. And Mr. Devon Larratt, which I don't really know if he's going to join us. I hope he does. But still, we have my friends, Daniel the Nightmare Schwartz. Say hi, Daniel.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? What an epic weekend. I'm still vibrating from it.
And my other new family member, Mrs. Femi Perusa, Derek's wife. How you going? How you doing, Femi? Say hi.
Hi, everybody. We miss it over there.
You really do?
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Everyone won't stop talking about it at my job to tell them about Puerto Rico and how awesome and beautiful it is.
You know, that was my main goal, because when people talk about Puerto Rico, they only talk about San Juan.
Yeah.
They don't talk about the prettiest areas of the island, which is the west. You know?
West Side.
The west side, yeah. I used to have an Instagram name. It was used to call West Side Training, and it was based on that idea, the west side of the island. But I had an entire schedule of what I was planning to do with you guys when you got here. But once the water started calling Devon, it all went to shit. People don't know. People don't know.
I don't know if I could share someone else's story. Devon's not here.
Yeah, but we were like 4 hours over there, right?
Yeah.
We arrived like at 11, and we left at like at 2:30.
Yeah, it was a long time. It was a beautiful experience nonetheless.
What was the name of that lighthouse again, so people know where we were?
It's called El Faro de Cabo Rojo. Esa area, that area there, it's called Playa Sucia, because we were at the lighthouse. You know, when we went up the hill, if we didn't go up the hill and we went to the left, there was a little like I don't know how you call it, un caminito, a little trail to the left. If we went through there, we would walk like for 5 minutes and we would end up like in a big beach, you know. And I wanted to do that, but Devon, the water colored Devon, so we ended up, doing what we did. So, and people just got a little taste of what really happened, what we all could catch,
I made the mistake of my life trying to barefoot Devon on that walk. My feet were screaming the end of the trip. Javier God bless his soul, sacrificed his own very own feet and lent me his own shoes. I tapped out. I threw in the white towel, and I needed a savior, and Javier was the him. He saved.
Dude, did you see the comments on the video?
No.
There's one comment that said that Devon did it like barefoot all the way, and the guy walking behind him had shoes on, and he was like dragging his feet. But they don't know, like Dan walked all the way up there barefoot, and I don't know. You're not used to that, right?
Not anymore. Not anymore. I used to be, and I thought, hey, let me, act like a kid again. And because on the North Shore of Long Island, it's all rocky, very similar terrain, and I would say the heat definitely was an added component. I didn't kind of put it into there. It was more so the heat in the rocks itself that was actually painful, because literally you're being stabbed by cooking rocks that are gone. And my feet don't have as much as they once did, so I was literally cooking my feet.
So you mean to tell me that you would have been fine just like wearing socks? Because Javier had a pair of socks too.
Yeah, I would have been better off with socks. Absolutely, because it would have protected my feet.
Next time we go, I want to see socks on the feet. We're gonna walk the whole thing again, and I bet you won't be able to do it.
Well, now that I know that this is coming, I'm going to train up and go up to the North Shore and callus up the feet.
So you admit that you need training, is what I'm hearing.
Listen,
that you don't have good faith in yourself to do it again.
So Devon does it daily, so it's a little.
We're not talking about
You can
that.
see on Devon's feet that he had like a lot of experience.
Devon had natural shoes on.
Yes, literally. Guys got 30 years of walking around barefoot like that.
Yeah, but tell me the truth. Neither one of you were expecting to see what you saw when we got up the hill, right?
No, it was definitely breathtaking. I've done a lot and grown up going there probably 2 to 3 years. I haven't been there since pre those full time to, for me to get back there. And being that a long time since I've been there, I was like really excited and amped up, and it was more magical than I even thought it could be. And the best way to describe it is it was as if it was my first time going to Puerto Rico. And it was a magical experience by seeing the sights I've seen. Because I've only been to the northeast side of Puerto Rico, really. When I was younger, I did a little bit of traveling, but I don't have any recollection of that. So it was like it was seeing it for the first time, as an adult, appreciating it, and experiencing the nature that the west side has to offer is magnificent. Anybody who's traveling to Puerto Rico, extend your stay a little bit. Don't just stay on one side. Go explore the whole island. It's got a lot of beauty in
it. Remy, it was the first time in Puerto Rico, right?
Oh, yeah.
And were you expecting it to be like that?
No, actually, I had no expectations. But being an island girl, I felt at home. And seeing the views that we saw, I mean, like, God is the best artist. It was just beautiful, magical. And like thinking about it now, I'm like taking a deep breath. Like, I just remember like just looking out into the sights and like breathing it all in and just like feeling so at peace. It was really beautiful. Thank you so much for taking us everywhere. You were such a great host and tour guide. You like knew everything. Like I'll be like, oh, what's that? And you're like, well, back in 1876.
Yeah, actually, I forgot something. I wanted to take you guys to. You went to the Mayagüez Cathedral, right?
Yeah.
So I forgot to take Devon there. We were so close because in the front of the Cathedral of Mayagüez, Ramón Emeterio Betances, which was a very important person back in the beginnings of the modern history of Puerto Rico, he used to stand there and bought slaves' freedoms. Like he bought slaves right there, standing in front of the cathedral, and set them free. And there's like a something there, like on bronze, that says it. And
Yeah.
you guys got there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
Very cool.
But I forgot to take Devon there. But that was gonna be my my plan was to go to Cabo Rojo, show to the lighthouse, then go down, then go to San Germán, then Hormigueros, then end up in Mayaguez, and then go to Rincon. The things we did on Sunday, but we took so long, and I saw your faces like under the sun. You were tired, and you know we had a lot to do still. So I stopped and we just went the rest. But it was going to be longer because we didn't get to see Añasco. We just saw a little part of Rincon, and I wanted to end in Shipwreck Beach. But we did end there, but it was already late. And you know Javier he always took the longest routes to get to places. I was like, dude,
What?
you should have taken the 115, and we've been there in like 20 minutes.
You know what? Though it's good news. You save some things for the next trip.
Yes, and I hope it's really soon. I know Femi and Derek have to be back because they have a credit. They got to be back. So.
Absolutely.
And actually, my plan is to keep doing events. This type of events, you know. Oh, Saul Echauntegui, he's the dad of the 15-year-old kid that Devon got very impressed with. He's in the chat, he's saying hi, and he's expecting us to come back. Expecting you to come back soon. Saúl, saludo, un abrazo. Tenemos que ponernos en contacto para hacer unas cuantas cositas con el nene tuyo y todo. Anyway, my plan is to keep doing this type of events. Like, I don't want to like downgrade the level of event we're doing. I want to keep it at the same level or better, you know? And right now I'm planning on having some Latin American brothers over and do our own thing, you know. Maybe Daniel, Derek could join us and have some super matches with them. There are guys like in Latin America, there are really high level guys and different kind of levels, you know, and we can match up, make some good matches and attract a lot of attention of, you know, surrounding countries. And I'm gonna try and keep bringing over some, let's say, friends to back us up, you know. And
Right.
and yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Actually, Javier wanted to do something in August, but I think it's too soon. And then he was talking about October, which I think is too soon. Maybe December. Maybe December.
December sounds
What
like
do you guys think?
December sounds awesome.
It sounds like a great way
Maybe
to
December.
save the cold.
Yeah, maybe December we can do something. And I'm just gonna lay it out there. I'm just gonna lay it out there because I have a hard time. Like when I buy my wife a gift, I gotta give it to her, you know. So this is my plan. This is my plan. Like I'm going to the States next week. I'm gonna be in Las Vegas. I'm gonna be in Los Angeles, Anaheim, San Diego. So I'm gonna make a lot of closer connections with some people. And my goal is to either have my wish. I would rather have Todd Hutchins because Todd Hutchins, he does like, dude, he's an engineer, you know, he's very smart. He knows how to train, and he can spend an hour teaching people how to train for arm wrestling, you know. And that I would wish I could have I could get Todd to come, which is I believe I can. But the other side of me it's telling me to bring John Besenk. So, yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. That's what I'm gonna try to do.
I think either one will be an amazing addition to the podcast.
I mean, Femi's looking at me. Who the is John Besenk?
No. What I'm thinking is aim for both. The more the merrier. It'll be dope.
I love that.
Yeah. Look, Devon just liked the story, so maybe he would pop in. Anyway, that's my plan, and I want to keep doing that level of events, and even expand it. Like, I want to keep it. He mentioned it. I just got a notification. Damn, maybe he will get in. So anyway, I want to keep doing those types of events. Even I asked Artem that if we really wanted to come, and if he would come, I wanted to talk with Adam Wasimski and have them have a super match here in Puerto Rico. But he hasn't gotten back to me yet. But anyway, this is a recap. I want you guys to talk about your experience, the food, the sightseeing, when we were setting up for the event. That I gotta thank these people. These people got on a plane from 3,000 miles away and came to Puerto Rico to help this event happen. Like, they were tired because they were with me since the moment they stepped foot in Puerto Rico. Like Derek called me when he was in San Juan and got to Maya West, got to the hotel. And when I got to to El Pueblo, we met in front of the hotel, Derek and I and Femi, right? And this man, Daniel Schwartz, got to Puerto Rico like at 2 freaking a.m. and drive all the way through the morning until he got to Maya West, and he spent like 36 hours awake just to make this thing happen. So I gotta thank you guys. Like, without you, this would have been possible, man. It wouldn't, just wouldn't.
I mean, it's not like it was really work, honestly. It was just like really having like a good time. You and Javier are so awesome. We already know Dan. Shout out Dan, who's right on this thing too. And I mean, like, it was like we were longtime friends, and everything was amazing. Everyone was so kind. Everything was so beautiful. I mean, it doesn't really seem like work. It really just seemed like we were just like ready to go and do and see and live. And it was a lot of fun. It was a great experience.
You know, the saying, your vibe attracts your tribe, it doesn't even quite do you justice, Manolo. What you have put out there, and you know, you and Javier have created in the world around you, you know, it's a beautiful thing to be a part of and to witness, and to have the opportunity and the ability to actually sit there and lend you a hand in doing so. That's my honor. That's my privilege and pleasure to do so. Like, I love what you're doing with the sport. I love how you highlight, you know, people from all over the place in an effort to just to say, hey, guess what, guys? Latin America's got some good arm wrestlers too, you know. But everything that comes with that you do with that is so selfless. So to offer a hand wasn't work. It was just returning a favor for a member of the community. And so it was a pleasure to come down. You know,
Dude, I was worried. Because you were helping me so much, and I didn't want you to do anything. Like, I didn't want you to do anything. I really like wanted to take care of you guys, and I was worried because, like, I was telling Derek, you can go rest and all this stuff. And he was, no, I'll come down and help you. And I was, no, you're my guest. I gotta take care of you, you know. And 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 seeing you, the effort you put on, the energy, like, at this point, when this whole thing started, when I met Derek in front of the hotel, you can tell by the picture how was I feeling? I was feeling awful, tired, nervous, stressed out, pissed off. And I was like, damn, this is really happening. It's not stopping. And for real, Derek picked me up. Like Femi went to her room, to the room, and I walked to the venue with Derek. He was so pumped and so happy. And I saw that, and that made me like it filled me up with energy to keep going, you know, and to make it happen. And I mean, without you guys, like I bent down on my knees during that week because I felt I couldn't go on. And I asked God, please take me to the finish line. Take me to the finish line. I can't do it by myself. I can't. And you guys arrived. And I have to thank God for that. Because I feel he said, I got you and sent you guys, you know. Because I know I already knew Dan, you know, but Derek I hadn't met. I hadn't met Derek only by one phone call or twice or two phone calls. And when you, I mean, there's no words. There's no words. I said it, and I said it to Dan that was on the car with us the first day. It was a religious experience. Like the little bird, the way we all felt when Devon took off his shoes, that I think was a very spiritual thing. And has everything developed, you know, you guys carried me like yeah, at the end it all could have been blown to hell. And that woman right there called me a vagina and fixed it all.
Vagina saves the day.
Keeping us all on track.
I was like really pissed off, and I walked away, and she said, "Stop being a vagina," and I stopped. What? And that changed everything. My mood. I came down, and it was so cool after that. You know, I gotta thank you guys. I can't thank you enough. Really, I love you guys. I love you. That's all I can say.
I mean, not for nothing. I wanted to speak a little bit about the actual tournament itself and the format that you.
Oh, yeah, but let's talk about the food on Friday. Let's talk about the food on Friday. Let's go by parts. Like on Friday, we went to Nautica restaurant. How do you feel about that? How was the food? Did you like the fishes outside, the huge fishes and all stuff?
The food that we like stop and ate every 2 hours because you very large men have to constantly be eating. It's like we finished in one restaurant and we're like, oh, well, which restaurant are we going to now? let's stop at one place before we go to somewhere next.
Like we stopped for alcapurrias on the way to the restaurant. And I remember someone saying, I'm not gonna eat that. I don't like it. And I was like, eat it.
Who said that? Not me.
Yes, it was you. You
What
said
was it?
And I told Derek, la alcapurria. I told Derek, get the alcapurrias. Well, when she tastes them, she will want more. So you gotta take the alcapurria.
No, that's not what I said. Number one. First weekend.
You didn't say that?
I'll never say no to anything, and I'll never say I don't like that because I'm not gonna be rude. Someone else's culture and cuisine.
I was talking with Derek.
Derek said I don't like that.
I think he said you don't eat that.
Uh-oh.
And I said,
yeah, he's probably right. No, that's okay. That's okay.
The boss man?
No, it's fine. That's my man looking out for me. No, man, like you know what's funny is that, like, okay, talking about food and everything, like I have sensitivities to like a lot of foods, but this vacation, I was like, whatever it is, whatever they say, this is what to get here, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna eat it. Yeah, I had no issues. I had no issues at all. And that just like goes to speak on like the quality. It just like how the food is like grown and prepared and how like healthy and organic everything really was. If you think about it, like what were we eating? We were eating stews and salads and steak, and everything was just like really natural, really well cooked, very healthy. And I had no issues. I was good. All the food was good. Where did we go on? Where did we go? And where did we go? We had that. We went on the restaurant where we were feeding the fish.
Yep, that was fun. Those
Yeah,
fish
when
were-
you were feeding the fish, right?
Yeah, and I had that octopus, and I was like, "Yo, man, I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it." I'm like, "It's better than Greece." Oh man.
Welcome to Puerto Rico.
You heard it here live, ladies and gentlemen.
You heard it here.
Stop,
Better than
don't tell
Greece.
my people. Don't tell my people.
Better than Greece. But I'll tell you something. Everything you eat in Joyuda is fresh. It's
Yeah.
fresh straight from the sea, because there are fishermen all over there and they fish it right there off the coast.
I mean, that's why
But you're forgetting something.
they were catching your food. That's why it took as long as it did.
Yeah, dude. I went, like I said, I'm gonna go to the bath. But I did went to the bath, but I was like, do I need to stop it? And she was like, no, it's here. And I was like, okay, because it was taking so long. But I think it was like taking so long, Femi, because they were cooking the octopus right away. Like they didn't have it prepared; they had to cook it. So that's why it was taking so long.
And I felt that, and I tasted.
Okay.
So good. I'm so mad I'm not there.
But you're forgetting something important. How many pina coladas did you have, and how good are they?
Okay, first off, Derek was obsessed with getting a pina colada everywhere we went. It was so good. You just like wanted to swim in it. It was just like, it was so
They
good.
said that you've been to Hawaii, and these people said our pina coladas are better than the ones in Hawaii.
Yeah. He lived there for 3 years, and like I've never seen him drink so many pina coladas in my life. Virgin pina coladas, purely just for the taste.
Yeah. And we actually we make them with coconut. It's something we call Coco Lopez. It's cocoa cream and cocoa water and pineapple and that stuff. And the secret in Puerto Rico is the Coco Lopez.
The Coco Lopez.
Yes, that's the secret. And if you want, I can send you a package with a few bottles of Coco Lopez and coconut cream from Puerto Rico, the ones that are Goya, so you can try and do it.
I mean,
Actually,
I'm not gonna say no.
you know what?
I'll send them to you.
We're gonna probably actually end up serving pina coladas in your name at the barbecue this weekend.
Yo,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna do it.
Get your pina coladas at the barbecue tournament in Dance and Derek's Primetime Pullers tournament on the 10th of June. Get pina coladas. I mean, my kid is crazy about pina coladas. Like crazy. He likes them a lot. Every time I go to a restaurant, he always asks for one.
What's there not to like? I mean, they're amazing.
Dude, but you guys tasted different pina coladas from different places, and they were all as good, right?
Yep.
So
They're
yeah.
good.
So getting to we already talked about the food on Friday. We talk about the alcapurrias, right? And we are missing one very important part.
I know.
The
I know.
experience. Which one?
What?
Come on, say it.
The mango tree?
No. The mango tree is something. It's
That, but the children.
What?
When we went to the school.
Yeah, we went to the school. That was a magical experience.
That was so amazing to witness, experience, to be a part of. Oh my God. These children were so enamored with Devon and you, and now, but you know, everything that Devon was saying, like they were just globbed onto him. Like, you know, it was amazing. And he was in his glory while doing so. This man, he was just, I've never seen another soul so happy. Like, it was just pure joy incarnate in front of me. It was amazing to watch.
Like when we got there, as soon as engaged with them, he was another thing. He was just in a bubble with them.
Yep. Yep. The world didn't exist to him. It was just those kids, and that was so inspirational. Like that's what I want, you know, to push forward with us with arm wrestling. That energy, Devon vibe.
Yeah, Devon vibes. Hashtag Devon vibes. We gotta keep doing it. We gotta make it viral. But the thing is, when the little kid, the last one, that he said, "Oh, it's just us," and the little kid started crying, and then at the end, every kid arm wrestled Devon, and then he challenged Devon at the end. You guys saw that?
Yeah.
We didn't, at least none of us got that on video.
No, I didn't catch that.
I think one of the teachers did. I have to ask my wife because I bet one of the teachers has that video of the little kid challenging Devon. You know?
Oh, for sure. He was the cutest, littlest one of all of them. And then everyone was matched up with another pair. Devon lined everybody up and tried to match them by size. You go with you go with you. And then when that little adorable sweet child, I think he had to be like in first grade, and he looks up at Devon, and Devon goes, "Oh, it's just you and me." And everyone's like, "Oh," that kid just like freaked out. But then at the end, once he practiced more and everyone was really engaged and they were all arm wrestling, and then he was talking to them all, then he arm wrestled all of them, right? This kid's like, "All right, Devon, you and me, let's go, let's do this."
Yeah. Actually, Devon loved that, and I think he highlighted on his Instagram or something.
Yep.
Yeah, he did. He was like, you know, you're good at the sport when you can teach it really well. And he instantly knew, because he's a father of two, I think. He instantly knew. He's like, okay, we got to bring this to their level. This is what we're going to do to teach them how to arm wrestle. You know, he didn't need anything fancy. He's like, we want to teach it to them in a way where they're going to be able to practice it with each other on their own without needing like adults and straps and pads and whatever. And he did such a great job with them, and they loved it so much that, like, what was that, Manolo? Like, they were all playing with each other after we left.
Yes, we left and they were still playing with each other. And the very, like, at that afternoon, I was getting messages from my wife that everybody was like still hyped, and that other schools and other teachers were contacting that school. So we go back and teach the kids to arm wrestle and start like a little tournament between all the schools in Cabo Rojo, of all the kids that want to arm wrestle. Because this is the thing, everybody, each and every one of us, starts to arm wrestle in school.
Yeah.
On tables and stuff. And they don't have like a real guidance to teach them. And our effort brought the best arm wrestler in the world to them, so they could have that experience, you know. And they're gonna treasure it, and they're gonna remember it, and they are still doing it today. Like the semester ended last week, they were still arm wrestling. And now in August, I'm supposed to go to the school with the new kids that are coming in first grade and the other ones that are in other grades, to give a seminar to teach them to arm wrestle and to help the teachers to develop some kind of system inside of the schools so they can match up the kids safely and start doing tournaments between schools. And that was the goal of that visit.
I think that was beautifully done, and I think that was sets a really good precedent for that model and creating that almost inter school league, if you may, that it's gonna flourish, man. I look forward to seeing that. It gives you amazing things, and now that with seeing all the different groups of arm wrestling groups that you inspired to start working together, you might be able to recruit other people to bring that and utilize the community to grow it.
Actually, this I hope this doesn't stop here,
Oh my God.
because that's just Cabo Rojo. I want that in Mayagüez. If I can start doing it in Mayagüez after Cabo Rojo, it would be great. And we can handle. I can handle this area, because in my line of work, I work for the government. I can do this during my work hours because it's part of my job, and if this flourish and it keeps getting bigger and bigger, my friends from other areas that like No Team Arm Wrestling League that is watching us, hello guys, they can do that in San Juan, in Guaynabo, and those schools, and it's gonna start here and it's gonna just spread throughout the island. And people don't know in Puerto Rico, like Puerto Rico has always been arm wrestling. Like there's other nations that like Puerto Rico in the Caribbean, in Central America, right? Puerto Rico is the one that has been arm wrestling for the longest time, because the other nations, maybe the closest one has 10 years in sport, doesn't have 20, doesn't have 25. We are been doing this since the 70s. Sure, our level is not very high. I know we got really strong guys, but I know our level is not really high because the arm wrestlers in Puerto Rico have stayed in Puerto Rico and have not, traveled and challenged themselves. I remember I had a conversation with Gabriela Concelo, and she was telling me just that, like, you got to invest in yourself. Like, you got to know your worth. If you think you're worth it, you got to invest in yourself to get to the point where I'm at, and you have to start to travel and all that. And when last year ended, that was after the shit hit the fan, and I started going through all this. I was already planning on expanding Puseo TV all over Latin America and everywhere, and I was already planning the trip I'm doing next week, and that's the legacy. That's what I want to leave. Like, if somebody remember my name, I want them to remember by that. Like, this is the old door I open for everybody. You just have to walk through it,
Absolutely. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So you created a nice model to follow, and with a different style of tournament, with a different style experience overall, like, it's definitely something that people should look at to say, hey, that's actually a pretty cool recipe. Let's see if we can keep that recipe alive, because that's something. What do they say? Imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Yeah.
They imitate it. By all means, go ahead, take this model, use it to grow the sport community.
The first words that Devon said to me when he got to Puerto Rico, he got on the car and we started like talking about the plan and everything. He looked at me. He turned and he looked at me. He said, if you're getting hate, that means you must be doing something right. That's what he said. Those were the first words to me. So I want to keep doing things right and doing them to leave a legacy so others can keep doing it, And that's the goal of this whole Pulseo TV thing. That's the goal. Now, let's talk about that night in Sinners when we all got to pull Devon. I heard someone had a pin on Devon, but nobody got it on video. So who was it?
It was me. It was me. You got.
You
You
got her.
know, I really owe it to being a mom of two, to like, doing some manual labor. And no, it wasn't me. Why are we still listening to me? Why did everyone go, ha ha? Who was it?
Who was it? It wasn't me.
It was you, Dan.
No, not left-handed. I didn't catch it left. It was right-handed.
Yeah, when was it?
That was the next night.
It was the next night. It wasn't that night. So that night you only pulled left, right?
Yeah, that night I only pulled left, and I left.
Dude, I know. I try to be as strong as I could for this week with Devon here. But I know I was weak as fuck. And I'm so sad because I know if Devon would have gotten here let's say in September last year, he would have said like, because I was strong. I was curling 250 pounds, I was strong. But it is what it is. And I've been going back and forward like, damn, I really suck. But then I'm starting seeing the videos of these guys that were in the East versus West qualifier that were pulling Devon, and he stopped in the same way he stopped me. And so I was like, I'm not feeling that bad anymore.
I mean, you really can't feel bad when you're going up against the world champion of 15 years. I mean, at this point, it's like, I don't know, man, he's a wall. It was hilarious. I was like, yo, this must be mad frustrating.
Yeah. And we were all tired, but I couldn't figure it out, I couldn't figure it out because of people being asking me, I didn't feel like he had like a really freaky strong hand because he didn't need it. He was really relaxed, and I knew I could move him, but I couldn't finish him.
Definitely was trying to move a mountain.
So after that night, we all went to bed early, or tried to. Went to bed early, and next day we were supposed to meet up at 11 a.m. at the venue and had the seminar. And we gladly did. And I was really happy because the expectations were met and over. It was full. Like people, what?
Before you get into that little comical relief, me putting my foot in my mouth before getting to the seminar. I just kind of want to share that one. So Manolo was already there at the seminar, and we're walking down towards it. We meet up with Devon, Femi, and Derek, and we're walking, and I'm like, we all knew which general direction to go to, and I'm like, we're still walking, and Femi knew where to go, but I didn't know she knew exactly where to go at the time. I was none the wiser at this moment of time when I had said I missed that she had known exactly where to go. Whatever, I wasn't paying attention. That's on par with me. And I sat there and without saying something out loud, I put the group chat saying, Manolo, I think we're going a little wrong direction. I'm not sure where we are. Can you send us the address? Mind you, we're literally walking by, literally where it's supposed to be. And Fanny goes,
Javier told me they just passed by. I was like, what? And I ran out. I didn't want Devon to be walking around Maya West before everybody could see him.
Well, moral of the story is when Femi is sure and she states that she's sure, don't question it.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, you still got it wrong, Dan. The moral of the story is Femi's always right.
Okay, I'll agree with that.
Anyway, I ran out. I got you guys and got you in, and then we started like hanging out and talking until everything came together, and we saw that teaser trailer of Devon's documentary, The Armrest, and it was really, really emotional for everybody that saw it. Have you seen it before, Dan?
No, that was my first time, so it hit me hard. That was
I believe I saw something, but not that long version.
no,
And yeah, it freaked me out. You know, I was like you saw Devon was crying, right?
Oh yeah, oh my god, yeah.
And I mean, everybody was crying.
It set, in all honesty, beyond everything else that we experienced, it set the rest of the mood for the weekend for me. It really, like it made it like a already spiritual encounter like that much more magical, and it was just awesome. It was icing on the cake for me.
Yeah, and I had to ask Devon, you know, about the song that I wanted to use to introduce him, because when I saw that, I was like, I may be touching a nerve, you know, and I didn't want to. I mean, I respect Devon. I respect him for everything that he has done on the sport and for the sport, and I've known him for a long time, and like I think I mean, he talked about his military experience and war with us, but I knew he did that because he felt comfortable with Derek, because Derek went through the same stuff, you know. So uh that's that I think that's why he opened up talking about that. He did a lot of talking about it, but he did, and I think, and I know it was because of Derek. Now, when we saw that thing, I had to ask him about the song, because that song is called "Broken, Beaten, Scarred," but I wasn't like talking about those personal things. I was talking we have seen him get injured, get surgeries, and lose, and then come back and win, and all that. And like he says, like after all the surgeries and after all the setbacks, he has been able to keep doing what he loves, and that's the meaning of the song. And right now we have seen him lose to Gennady, and he's going to come back, you know. And people, I don't know who's going to watch this until this part of the video. Maybe we can do a cut out of this. Devon Larratt pulled Devon Sakajashvili. Like, Devon Larratt today is not the same man that was that day. This Devon Larratt is stronger. What I mean by this is that wasn't Devon's best version. So he went to face an unbeatable opponent, and even facing those odds, he fucking tore his bicep and got injured. And he kept pulling for 6 rounds.
No quit.
No quit. No quit.
No
And
quit.
when we asked him, do you remember what he said when we asked him about that?
He said a lot of different things. I can't remember.
He said, I had prepared for that time. I had prepared for that for a long time. And I wasn't just going to quit and stop trying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what is more inspiring than that?
That's you know what? That's that. I try to embody that. You know, no quit, no rest for the wicked mentality.
Yeah. Devon vibes.
Devon vibes. Hell yeah.
Devon vibes right there. So we got to the seminar, and it was great. I had a whole thing organized, and I wanted to do something. And then Devon comes through the room. It was a great entrance. I know I don't have the sound for the video, but I got the video. It was a great entrance. And then it was from there. It was the Devon Larratt show, and he was just like, "You want to take any pictures? Who wants to arm wrestle?" And from there, you know, it was an experience.
Indeed. He shared a lot.
Yeah. In your opinion, he concentrated more on what subject during that seminar?
Togetherness, coming together as a team, as a community, to train to get better in an effort to bring arm wrestling more around different parts of the island, and having, you know, just unity on the island around arm wrestling. And I couldn't echo that more. That there's so much talent on that island, and I know I only got to touch the very smallest amount of that, and got to experience the very smallest amount. And I gotta tell each and every Puerto Rican watching this, the only reason why I'm as good as I am, I think it's because I've gone out to other practices, linked up with other teams, and gripped up with them, and, you know, put aside differences in an effort for the sport to grow the community, and recognize that this is bigger than us, bigger than myself, bigger than people on the screen. You know, we're setting a foundation for the future of the world in general. So why not create something that athletes can actually appreciate and enjoy, you know, in our own little corner of the world.
Yeah, actually, you're right. He concentrated. He didn't talk a lot about training.
Yeah.
His speech was concentrated in the getting together and train to make each other better. Like, Puerto Ricans have every people culture are different, you know, and I know there's a lot of differences because of all sorts of things, but that doesn't mean we can't come together. For example, if there is an event and you want to arm wrestle, what do? You go to arm wrestle. You don't have to go there and be friends with everybody. You go to arm wrestle. You touch different hands. You practice and try to grow as much as I like. When I used to have a big group that arm wrestled, my motto was, like Devon says, senior holds, junior works, because at some point junior is gonna get good enough to be at the same level as senior, and from there everybody's gonna move forward at the same pace, and everybody's gonna get stronger at the same pace. You cannot go and destroy yourself practice, you know. You got to work together, and that was the entire speech was concentrated on that, and bringing people together to arm wrestling. What I take out of that seminar is that myself with you guys, we open up that door. Like, differences can be left aside, and we can just arm wrestle and get stronger and get better, right? Like, I don't know how you say this in English, but when Jesus was going through the passion, when he just got slapped, he just turned the other cheek, you know, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And from there, we got a lot of people, a lot of new people that were just fans that now are going to arm wrestle and they are going to train. And my expectation is that next year, there's going to be a whole new bunch of people that are going to be arm wrestling. And that's going to go like, you know, it's going to create a bigger community.
I want to come back to Puerto Rico and not be able to place at all. That's the challenge I issue for Puerto Rico right there.
Dude, I got a lot of messages telling me that they want to pin me. Like people are going to train to face me and beat me. And you know, guys, it ain't going to be so hard. Because I'm a suck. I suck at this now. I used to be strong. I used to be strong, but not now.
Go easier on yourself, man. You're still big. You're still strong. But
No.
stop it. Think positive. You know what? This was my second seminar I went to. The first seminar, Dan, did you go to the one with the two Swedish?
Yes.
Yeah. And they said the same thing in a different way. They were saying that, you know, when you train with other people, to always give encouragement and compliments and be helpful towards one another, because that's how you're going to learn and that's how you're going to grow. So think about any sport and everything. What do? They watch like the rivalry teams plays and they study how the other team does their play. So what's better than studying someone else's technique than to work with that person and actually do the technique with them and to train with them? Nothing's better than that. I think he was even saying that it's better than lifting weights to actually be doing arm wrestling, right? So yeah, come together as a community and to like learn and grow from one another. Because what are you guys all posting up? You're all posting up your arms and you're saying Devon something.
Vibes.
Devon
Devon
vibes are
vibes.
like the Devon change or something, because like something's changed. I think
Yeah.
Derek posted something and it's like, yeah, there definitely was a difference in Derek's arm after like 2 days. Like even just like the shape of his muscle. And I'm like, wow, look what happened after your exposure to someone who's 15 years champion and 2 days exposure arm wrestling with him on and off throughout the day has created such a change in your arm. And then when we came back and we did a arm wrestling, I think that very day, everyone was saying to Derek that he was different, that it was like completely like he leveled up. Let's just say it like that. He leveled up.
I'm excited
Yeah.
for my back of practice.
Yeah, and I think I was the first one that posted a picture. My forearm looked completely different, like even vascular and stuff. And I'm not a vascular man, you know. And the day we had lunch in front of the beach, Femi,
Yeah.
before I met you guys, I met another Canadian that was that was on the mall. He has a house in Sabana Grande because his wife is Puerto Rican, and he wanted to come to the seminar and everything, but he just had found out and he connected with me the very same day of the tournament and all that. And we met at the Mayagüez Mall, and he brought a teacher of his team, and I gave him one of mine, and we gripped up, and I arm wrestled totally differently than I arm wrestle. Like I always go low and try to hook, and I was like back pressuring, high top, high hook, and I was like Devon vibes. It's totally different. Totally different.
Totally different. I feel like even my like just day to day, like everything else, I feel different. Like I went to do pull-ups and I was playing with my, just being able to do one arm pull-ups and I'll be able to do one static holds. This time around, I was repping one arm pull-ups.
Yeah, something
yeah.
rubbed off on us from Devon. And let me be clear with this. I want people to know, when like we started arm wrestling Devon at 1 a.m. on the 26th. We started like Javier and I first gripped up with him in the tables in the hotel lobby. So we were, I don't know how many times we arm wrestled Devon. And we were arm wrestling Devon until the very, like, he was gonna Like we stopped and he was gonna get on the plane and leave. So like he like with us, he like really like locked up and like he didn't want us to move him because he wanted us to work. Like at least that's what I see, because I have seen the other guys and I have fooled the other guys and I know what they have and what they don't. And I was telling Javier, he's treating us differently. And Javier told me because he wants us to work. He's really holding us like tight because he wants us to work. And that rubbed off on us, you know?
Absolutely.
And people, I know a lot of people have met Devon, but for those who haven't, I mean, I think we had a different experience because we really connected with him, and he's seen and he has gone through a lot of stuff in his life, and he carries something that's not from this world. At least that's what I felt. Something spiritual that as do you remember the video, the trailer that Jody was screaming to him at the WAL, your vibe, your aura expands way beyond everything. That's fucking true, man.
Yeah. Spot on.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know, everybody. I remember we were at the bakery and he was buying. Yeah, he bought a lot of bizcochos, a lot of cakes with an avocado. I don't know how. I know it went in. I don't know how it went out. But there that night, I was with him, and people were looking like amazed of him. And there was a bunch of cops, there, and one of them stood up and looked at me, and I said, yeah, it's him. And he was like, "You're my hero," and he took a picture with a bunch of cops. I don't know if any one of them was going to watch this, but I would love to have that picture. Like all the cops that was there that night took a picture with Devon, and you know his vibe. It's something else. And I know people say he's a troll, and some people don't like him. But remember, this is a show. You gotta sell. You gotta sell your matches. You gotta sell your pay-per-view. You gotta do sales. You sell, and there's no better salesman for arm wrestling than Devon Larratt. Like he could be like he faced Gennady. He lost the match, and he sat down and started selling the Dave Chafee match. Like fuck Dave Chafee. Like dude, he's more than just an arm wrestler. You know,
much more.
He's a character. And when you get to experience that like up close, it's a great experience. Even when you pick up mangoes off the floor from beside the dumpster and eating them without cleaning.
The pure joy on his face.
You remember when the one fall from the tree, he just kept running.
Like an old child running to his favorite ice cream. It was the best thing to witness. Oh my god, it was so pure and genuine, authentic. Great time.
It was a great time. And then when he told me, "You really," I told, "Dude, let me just at least put some water on." And he told me like, "You didn't like this was him. You really don't think I should eat it?" And I was like,
and then he grabs his shirt and he's like, "Well, we're not savages."
Yeah, you're rubbing it on his shirt. At least rub it on your shirt. We're not savages, you know, like looking at the dumpster, like, okay. So maybe Devon Larratt is an immortal human being. You know? So it was a great day. It was a great experience. Now let's talk about the tournament. Let's talk about the tournament, and let's just leave Mr. Daniel Schwartz to lead us on that subject, because he was one of the competitors and ended up taking second place.
So Well, first and foremost, I knew what I was walking into. It was a big challenge, just conceptually, wrapping my head around a super match tournament hybrid where I'm facing the same guy, and if he beats me, I have a second chance to beat him. And it's not just a double elimination tournament. So I really enjoyed the format because felt like I was able to really learn more than just compete. It was a whole learning process, and really boosted my confidence in okay, I can actually hang in a super mesh format now, and I'm actively searching for super matches as we speak, and because of it. But leading up to the successes in the tournament, I was nervous as all hell. So I hop on this stage that's elevated. Well, let me rewind before we even started competing. I'm sitting there trying to help Manolo get the live stream set up for everything. And I, at some point, I'm going to tell you, I draw a little bit of blanks. So, Femi, I'm going to need your help to fill in the blanks here. But at some point, I just get so fed up with trying to make it work and make the different pieces work that I kind of threw my hands up in the air, and I knew there was somebody who was going to swoop and save, and Femi was the one that actually saved the live stream and figured everything out. I was like, I don't know, I'm done. I need to focus on competing.
Yeah, and
No,
actually
you
we
had
we
everything
set
done.
up right there it was set up, but you
Yep.
got there first and you started setting up, and then Femi ended up doing it perfectly because neither you or me knew what the fuck we were doing.
No, I didn't know my ass from my elbow when it came to that at that moment in time, because I was in such competition mode and focus that like I was starting to lose all the other parts of my brain that I just couldn't even bother being focused. So my first match was with Adam. He definitely, so before I actually go into the matches, being the lightest guy, I knew I had my work cut out for me. I didn't know what to expect by way of experience. I mean, I knew what I was told, but I never gripped up with any of these people. So I was flying blind and didn't have much footage to really learn off of. So I just pretty much stuck to my age-old training and what moves worked that I knew worked. And Adam was my first opponent. Definitely felt strong in the setup, felt a lot of power behind him, but I was able to outmaneuver him with my technique and speed. Second guy, Jonathan Citron. Is that how you say his last name?
Yes.
Insane competitor. I actually was afraid. His speed definitely was something that I didn't think I had it in me to catch and slow down. I was able to get one round with him, and then he pinned me, and then we got into a slip, a really bad one. My wrist was in a really bad, awful position. Most people would actually sit there and say, "How did that guy not break his wrist?" I actually happen to be
I
fairly.
was like,
Yeah. I happen to be fairly strong in that awkward position. However, he put it to the test and left my wrist feeling pretty achy for the rest of the trip up until I'd say about 3 or 4 days ago. I'm feeling better now. But once I got him into the strap, I felt much more comfortable. I definitely felt more comfortable in the strap that entire tournament, and was able to catch the win on him. And then the third guy, Joe Cortez, whew, man, this man's strong. He has a lot of power and some insane technique in being able to block off access to the power that I had initially. And so it really put me through the grinder. When I first was starting to go against him, he fouled the first round goes to me on fouls, and I hate winning on fouls, but it did teach me something, that my fundamental core strength was able to force him to want to foul possibly for a game. So I was like, okay, next round, I'm not gonna let him, take any advantage over me in any regard, and I'm just gonna slam right through him. And I was able to do so. I caught the win on him. And then the third round, oh my God, what a war. Well, Aussie doesn't like it being called a war, because it does take away from people who've actually experienced war. So it was a battle nonetheless. And I had to dig deep. And for those of you who don't know, most of you actually don't know, right? Or only Devon knows this one because I reached out to him to tell him. I know, so Manolo, you know this. My grandmother, she would have been 100 years old on the day of the tournament. And I have this picture with her sitting on top of my grandfather's shoulders. My grandfather is holding not just her, he's standing there without batting an eye, holding her best friend and her cousin. And he does not look like a physically strong individual to be able to do so. And what the picture doesn't tell you is that he and his friend, who was a 6'4" monster, who struggled to do the same thing, they couldn't stand still enough for the picture, but my grandfather was able to do so. And the inspiration that I gained from my grandfather's uncanny strength and just not looking like the strong guy, and the intensity at which Devon's personality was there, just kind of coincided at the same time. And at that moment that I knew I was almost about to get taken over, I felt the presence of my grandfather as well as the encouragement from Devon from previous matches. And I knew I had to dig deep and go take the win. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy match. It was not in any way or form something that was a cakewalk. I have my hats off to Joe, tricky guy in the setup and a tricky guy, with other different regards. Definitely made me learn how to use all the different skill sets that I had. That led me up to the last match.
I mean, that match, like it killed your arm.
Oh my God.
I was like, Javier was telling me, like, dude, you look like Joe Rogan. I was like, ah.
My arm was probably about twice the size of its normal self. I remember like almost not being able to hold my own body up because it took that much out of me. Being strapped up to him is probably what kept me up on my feet on the table that day, at that moment. And the next guy, which was the finals, was Antonio, 6'4", 290-pound monster. Definitely outmatched me by way of strength, but I also sapped out a tank. However, had I tried my last technique earlier on, I do think I could have put the brakes on him a little bit more. Don't know if I could have caught a win on him, but I don't think he would have pinned me as easily had I started with that move, because our last move did put the brakes on him for a few moments, just enough for me to actually maneuver my hand. And if I did that earlier, I might have actually had something. So maybe
actually, it's funny how Joe beat Antonio, and Antonio beat you twice.
Yeah.
It's funny, and the nature of this tournament was exactly that. The stamina factor was gonna equalize the power factor, and I think, like, in hindsight, the best thing that could have happened to Antonio was to lose that first round, because when he went to the B side, his matches were fairly easy, and he got to the final pressure. And with Joe withdrawing because of an injury, he only had like 3 matches, and you had that battle with Joe, and wasn't it a great format?
I really, the format itself, I want to see more productions do it. I think it was probably one of the most fun experiences in competition I've had my entire arm wrestling career. I really feel, as I said earlier, I feel like I learned so much because I learned in the setup, I learned how to evolve and adapt on the fly too. And I don't feel like I had the time to do that in a tournament setting, in a normal tournament double elimination setting. And it definitely doesn't feel like you're given a chance to display what you're made of. Because, hey, look, we're all human. So the first match in a best out of 3, I may lose due to an error. The next 2 matches, I may not make that twice. So it's just, and the other guy may have enough skill to hold me off a little bit longer. Who knows?
Like I came up with that idea long ago, and the first guy I talked about that idea was Jason Latona.
Oh yeah.
Jason Latona was the first
Hey,
guy
man.
I talked about it, and he liked it too. He liked it because it gives you the chance to arm wrestle. And when you go to a tournament, you want to arm wrestle, and if you get like 2 losses in you're eliminated. And with this format, it's a super match format. You get like 3 out of 5. Two out of 3 or 3 out of 5. You got more chances. You arm wrestle more, and that's the entire thing is to go and arm wrestle,
Yeah.
and it gives you the chance to do so, even if you win or lose.
Yeah. Even if you lose really quickly, you still have the chance to have at least 4 matches under your belt.
Yeah.
And that's a good experience, because if you think about it, in a double elimination, if you lose the first 2 matches, you don't have that. You don't have that opportunity. So I actually think that, to be honest with you, I had this afterthought with the East vs. West qualifiers going on. If you're qualifying for a super match event, you should have a super match style event leading up to it.
I think the finals were super matches 3 out of 5.
Oh, they were. Okay.
Yes, I think only the final, and it was like a sudden death. If you got there with a loss, you don't have to beat the other guy 2 times. You just have to win the super match, and that was it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, but this format was done on a tournament first by Pulseo TV in Puerto Rico, ref by Devon Larratt, and I know it will spread around the world. That format is gonna, and it was my idea. So there you go.
Also, I gotta go rewind a little bit. One thing I didn't highlight is the freaking amazing trophies that you win when you win.
Oh yeah.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Look at this. Look how sexy that is.
Yeah, dude, we put a lot of effort on it because we wanted to give big trophies. We wanted to do that because that's the old way. That's the way, when
Getting this thing home is a story in itself.
they let you like carry it on the plane, right?
Well, not so easily. They've let me bring it onto the plane. I'm sitting on the plane, mind you. I went through, checked security, everything. No one said a word. I got a couple compliments on it, but no one said anything like negative or saying I couldn't have it. I'm sitting down. Literally, we're about to take off, and one of the attendants comes up to me and looks. I'm sitting in the middle seat, and I have it right next to me so it doesn't fall over. And the attendant just, that's not going to work. And I look at him like, what do you mean? It's not bothering anybody. And he goes, yeah, we got to go find somewhere else. So now we're holding up the entire plane. He's like, well, and I'm like, I'm not putting any overhead bin because luggage is going to roll over and break it. No. And well, why don't we put it in the back of the plane on the floor? And I'm like, unless you're going to give me like tape I can properly secure it to the back of the wall or the floor, I ain't leaving it lay around or get slide around. And so I made a little bit of a white lie saying I've flown with previous trophies before, never had a problem. And they looked at me and they paused and they said, well, did you have a window seat? And I was like, yeah. And my son has one. Well, why? Well, make sure you just put it next to him in the window seat. Like, you could have told me that from the get-go. So I made it. No harm, no foul, no problems with it. It is here, safe, and I love it.
Dude, we are working. The gorilla from Michigan State?
Yeah.
We are working on a prototype of a coquille like that.
Yes. You better believe I'm going to win that. Dennis loves cookies.
Yeah, we are working on that. Actually, I already made the drawing. I'm gonna share it with you. I already made the drawing. But I wanted to look like the gorilla, but with the face of a coqui. Because we were like searching for a typical animal of Puerto Rico, and we got a lot, but the most distinctive one that everybody knows is un coqui, right there, el coqui. So I researched and I already made the drawing of un coqui like that, like the gorilla from Michigan States. So that's gonna happen.
I'm so excited.
That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen.
Wait till
And
he hears about this, because he's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm training. I want to win a gorilla for the kids division."
who?
Dennis, my
Who's
son,
that? Who's that?
and he wants to
Oh
win.
yeah,
He'll want to win a cookie.
yeah, dude. And it could be because I'm gonna make a children's table for
Awesome.
the elementary schools, so I can give seminars and teach the kids to arm wrestle. So maybe we can have a kids tournament or something. But if we're gonna have a kids tournament, I'm gonna have to change the venue.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to change the venue and do it, earlier in the day.
Yeah.
But that's no problem. Actually, that's better.
It's probably better that
Actually,
way.
that's better.
Yeah.
That way. And we already agreed with Devon that we're gonna try and do it like every year. Even if it's not for the tournament, we're gonna for that tournament, the absolute championship, even if it's for another tournament, Devon is gonna come back and he's gonna hang with us. So we could do this like a tradition,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you
hell
guys got like Dan and Femi and Derek come down and we bring Devon back. And actually I want to make a if it's possible, Odin versus Saulo. The 15-year-old kid that was really strong, that really impressed Devon. If we can make a super match, a friendly super match between them, it would be awesome. And I know Odin will be all the way up for it, because I was this close. I was this close to be able to bring Odin with Devon this last time. The thing that screwed that idea up was the power outage in Cabo Rojo, in Combate. If that hadn't happened, I would have able to bring Odin too, and it would have been a blast with Odin, because I know Odin would have competed in the tournament too, and everybody would be like, "Oh yeah, Saul, yeah, I'm working on." I really thought you weren't listening. I really thought I was thinking about it before I said it, and I was thinking like, "No, Saul is not watching. He's not watching." So I'm gonna say it, but you're watching. So yeah, that's I'm working on that. Odin versus Saulo. So we're gonna have to train with Saulo. Meet somewhere and start training, because I'm gonna try and make that happen. And Devon and Odin would be all up for it, like really, really cool. It would be really cool. Everything started to come together. And the next day was when we went to the different churches and stuff.
Wait a minute. Why are you bypassing the after poll?
Oh yeah.
And the blocking of the street, the millions
talk
of
about it?
cameras. Want to talk about
You want
it?
to? Okay, we're gonna get to the vagina instant.
Yes.
And anyway, after that, I had a plan. After the tournament. The plan was to go to a different venue and have a recording. I was gonna make a film, a video about Devon Larratt versus Puerto Rico, which was gonna be with the competitor, right? And I wanted to make that video. That was what I was gonna get out of that, But all hell broke loose, and stuff happened, and we ended up getting the table out and letting Devon do whatever he wanted to do. because we weren't in the same page after certain things happened. We weren't in the same page, and I was not like I could like enforce what I wanted to do, or I wasn't gonna do that. Devon was my guest. I wanted him to feel good and comfortable, and I decided to go what he wanted to do. So we just followed his lead. Uh, certain everything that I thought that was gonna happen happened. I was right. I'm like Donald Trump. I've been right a lot. And after that, I had to turn my other cheek and let things roll. And at the end of the day, we got to be happy.
Absolutely. During the after poll, I got to tell you, I had a very, very awesome conversation with two young pollers. I can't remember their name, but they must have been teenagers, fairly young, maybe like early 20s, if that. And they were like, "We want to see more of this." I'm like, "Then be a part of making that happen. Get together." Exchange phone numbers with somebody from a town that you have not been to yet. And
were they part of the event, or they went to the seminar? Because I have everybody's phone number and email from the seminar.
I don't know if they went to the seminar or the event. They were just at the after poll.
You should have connected them with me. So
I know.
They
you were in the throes of being called a vagina at that moment. So
I was in the vagina process. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. The vagina process. But anyway, it's cool because they know Pulseo TV, so they could reach out.
Definitely. I know. Well, I did tell them. I said to connect with Manolo, connect with Pulseo TV, make sure to keep this energy alive from today. And they seem to be very excited about the prospect that we can venture out and link up with other people who like the sport. Yeah, do it. Just go out and do it.
Yeah. I remember. Do you remember when Devon started Armbet?
Oh yeah.
Well, when Devon started Armbet, I remember I asked Devon. I told him, please send me the logos so I can put them at the end of my video, right? And he did. Like I said, we've been knowing each other for years by then. And I remember I was in a chat where all the arm wrestlers in Puerto Rico were, and I said, you gotta download this app. This is gonna bring us closer together. We can find each other. We can challenge us. It's gonna be great. Even keep records. Everybody laughed at me. Nobody downloaded. I think to this day, nobody has downloaded that app. Because everything I say, everybody just hates it. But anyway, that's how we connect. Like, if you're watching, please download Armbet. There's a lot of arm wrestlers out there, or arm wrestlers enthusiasts that are on that app, and we gotta connect. We gotta connect. And the hardest thing of this shit is tables, man. Not everybody has a table.
But now everyone needs a table. We learned that over the weekend, right?
Yeah, that's what freedom is for.
You just need a green hoodie.
Yes, a green hoodie, a red hoodie, a hoodie of some sort. But anyway, I even got the No Team Arm Wrestling doesn't have a table, and I got one for them. I'm trying. I'm gonna, before I leave for the States, I'm gonna hook them up so they can pick it up in Camuy. So they got their own table now, and somebody has to figure out how to build a table that you can put together, and then because one solid piece table is hard to get around with.
Well, the Armbet tables they break down.
And and actually they are not that expensive.
Yeah, and then there's aluminum ones from Amazon, which I'm not crazy about because of the I don't know, like the pad, it tears up your elbow a little bit. But
Dude,
those,
that's the one we used at the tournament.
yeah, those are really good for being light and easy to carry. But all you have to do is change the pad, and you're good to go.
Yeah, and actually, I'm thinking I think I'm gonna get the armbit.
The armpit's a good one. A buddy of mine just got one, and it's a very well made table. It's light. It does tear down pretty easy, and doesn't take up much space when you do. And it's got all those pulley attachments. So who?
Yeah. So Femi, I would like to thank you because you got a lot of footage from the after pool, and actually that's actually the 90% of my footage on YouTube of the after pool is it's because of you, because I didn't get a lot.
Oh man, thank you. Thank Derek, because Derek was coming up to me going, "Have you been filming me?" And I'm like, "I thought you're just having fun right now." He's like, "No, I need this footage." So you're welcome. But yeah.
I'm so upset that I didn't hand my camera before I pulled him righty, because of righty, I actually caught a pin on him.
On Devon?
On Devon, yeah.
Yeah.
No pictures, it didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't. There's no video. It didn't happen. And you gotta remember. Femi remembers this. Do you? I know Femi remembers this. When we were at Crash Boat and we were talking and we were about to end the night, Devon said something that I was like, you remember?
I'm not
When he
saying
said,
anything.
I just stopped him right there because I just wanted him to get me there, but I just let him have some fun. And I was like, only us is gonna learn this. Only us are gonna know about this. You remember, Femi?
I know you.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yes. Oh, wait. No, I remember. Because I was like, this is just for us.
yeah.
I remember.
And you remember, right? He said that, and he said it right before we stood up and left.
Yeah.
And I remember I hit Javier like, dude, we're this. Nobody filmed this. Nobody else is gonna believe it. We are the only ones that know the truth.
Yep. Oh,
But at
well.
least Femi remembers it. So people, and Javier knows, and Javier, I know you're watching. Don't be a bitch and get on. I know you're watching.
Can we call Javier right now?
Yeah, he's watching because he just shared the story I posted that I was going to be on in a couple of minutes doing this recap, and I send them the link at the same chat we're all in. So don't be a bitch and get on. Eat your hot dogs and get on. Anyway, he said that shit, and I was like, damn, we're the only ones that are gonna know the truth. And who else is gonna believe us, So
sad that I missed.
It's
yeah, Dan, you weren't there.
I wasn't.
You weren't there.
Missed
Only
it.
I think the only ones that were paying attention when Devon said that was me, Femi, and Javier, because I think Derek stood up and was doing something, fixing shoes as he was doing something else. He wasn't like paying attention, and we three were like, damn.
Yeah, and he said that he couldn't share it, that he couldn't share something like that because you have to have control and be mindful and be mature and be careful. Are we talking about the same thing now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's what's like, it's really difficult. Like, if you're an athlete, right? And if you're going to be an athlete, like, you have to take like the whole thing seriously, from your daily routine to what you eat, your sleep habits, right? And you have to be careful about a lot of things and everything in moderation. You know, all the stuff that you're being told all the time. Who can do that? But to be a true athlete and everything, and to be great, you know, you have to have self-control and do things the right way. And that's what we learned.
Yeah. And he had such control that he could start and stop things any way and how he wanted. And I proved it. And I proved it because I saw he was pulling, and I told Javier, he's tired. I'm gonna pull him now because he's tired. And when I gripped him up and I hit on him, he just like held me right there in the middle. And I was like, fuck, he ain't tired. And then
I remember that moment.
and at the end of the trip, we all found out the truth, and he had control over everything. And this is how we know the level these guys are. You know, this there's like a big gap between us and them. You know, I can't imagine how it would feel to grip up with Hermes or Dave. You know, it's it. Do you remember when Chance Shaw went to Dubai and Levon was there?
Yep.
Do you remember when they gripped up and Chance was like pulling him and he was like, and then I don't know, I think Larry said to him like do something, and Levon just went like picked him up like he was a fucking baby and brought him to his side. You know, it's true. It's true. It's a rude awakening. A rude awakening. You know, they have control. They are that strong. And I cannot believe Devon said that he was 269 when he got home.
Wow.
And his forearm is not 16 and a half inches. It's not. That's bullshit.
No, it's gotta be more than that.
Not 16 and a half, but no, it's not. It's not.
Are you kidding me? His arm looks like a leg. His elbow is a straight up knee.
I could have lived inside his arm.
Could have had a family of 2 families.
Yeah, and it's not. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I like he said, it's 16 and a half inches like this. Not like this, like this. You know, okay, now that's 16 and a half inches. Like relax. But flex, dude, that thing is enormous. It's fucking gigantic, you know?
That's what she said. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what she said. That's what she
Okay.
said. I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's getting that late. Anyway, after that, after the after pool, I was amazed that by 10:30 at night, everybody had left. And the only ones left was us and Devon. And Devon was coming down from his trip, and he just left. He had to leave. He went to the hotel, and we kept pulling, I think, into 2 a.m. or something, right?
Yeah, you do. Saw it in Javier's face.
Yeah. And then the next day we were all fucked up and tried to go sightseeing under the heat and humidity, and went to San Germán, which you couldn't leave without going to Portatelli. And we had a nice time there. Devon had a call with Engin while we were taking pictures outside of the church. You guys notice that?
What?
That Engin called Devon while we were in the steps taking pictures. Devon was speaking with Engin, I believe.
She doesn't know. Like,
you don't know who Engin is?
No, Dan. No, Dan. Screw you. No, yeah, I know.
Who is it?
Okay, you know, that's good enough for me.
We're moving on, Dan. Moving on, Daniel.
Yeah, moving on. Anyway,
Yo, you're coming
after
to my
that,
house tomorrow. Don't mess with me.
then after we Devon bought some souvenirs and some stuff for his daughter, And after that, we left and we went to Hormiguero, to la Basílica de la Monserrate, la Basílica Menor. And we had a nice time there inside the church.
Oh, yeah.
And I
A
know
lot of
Femi left.
video.
There's a lot of videos. I know Femi left at some point. I know because the bodies were hitting the floor. I mean,
First off, I freaking lost it when the second we walk into the church. He like sneezed so hard. I'm just like, he can't stand it in here.
And I'm like, I want to tell you the truth. Bringing you guys over there was the way of me thanking God, because all this could have happened. You know, I told myself that I'm gonna bring Devon and I'm gonna show him this church, which is a holy place, to give thanks to God because this was possible, right? And I know everyone loved the little church Hormiguero. And besides the incidents of the bodies hitting the floor, it was a nice little moment in the church. I mean, it was funny. It was funny. I saw
it was mad funny. It was very funny.
It was like a black dark humor, but I like it. I love it. That's why we got along so well with Devon. We're a lot alike. And this guy, Francisco, I believe is his name, contacted me early that morning at 6 a.m. asking me if he can see Devon. This is what people don't know. Like, people, they're all, I don't know, they have their head in the sand or whatever. And I say, dude, I can tell you where we're going, but you're gonna have to scramble because I ain't gonna stop and wait for you, because we got a lot of things I want Devon to see, you know? And he said, no problem, just tell me. And I told him where we were gonna be. And the guy got his family in his car, got all their stuff, and rode all the way from Ponce, which is like 45 minutes, an hour away, to San Germán. And he got to San Germán when we were getting to Hormiguero. Like, when you send me the picture, like, what's up with the ants?
Yeah.
That's at that exact moment he texted me. He was in San Germán, and I told him I just wrote him La Monserrate en Hormiguero. So he rushed from San Germán to Hormiguero, and when the bodies hitting the floor thing was going on, I was outside and I was going to the bathroom, and the guy stopped in the car, and he said, Pulseo TV, que estoy. And I was like, yeah, are you the guy? And he said, yeah. And he got out of the car, and I went for looking for Devon. And hope, like, gladly we took Devon out of the church because they were starting to pray the rosary. And we got Devon out of the church so he can meet Francisco. and it was a nice little moment with a big fan that is not an arm wrestler. He's just a fan of Devon. And he and his family, his wife and his little kid, his little daughter, took pictures, and it was a nice little moment, and everybody felt good. And that's where Derek, it was you or Derek that took the picture when I was sitting
Derek.
beside Devon.
Yeah, it was Derek. It was
That's
nice.
the moment when you took that picture. Yeah. And there was two pictures that they took. There was one that we were just laughing, and the other one that we were flexing. All of us were flexing. I don't have that picture.
What are you talking about? It's in our group.
When we were sitting outside the church with Francisco, somebody took a picture because I had it on my phone, that we were laughing, and there was another picture in the same place. We were like flexing like this, but I don't have that one. I saw it, but I don't have it.
Okay. We'll go over it again.
I gotta ask Francisco. Maybe it was his wife.
I gotta send you a video from the seminar anyways. So
Yeah.
maybe everything will be easier if we look everything on the computer too anyways, instead
Yeah.
of going through the thumbnails on the phone.
Yeah. I mean, I do everything on my phone. Like this is going on my phone.
What?
He lives off.
The podcast. Everything I do, everything on my phone. I do my thumbnails myself on my phone. I do my editing on my videos on my phone. Simplicity.
Oh man, I
Simplicity
hate the phone.
It's way easy.
I hate the phone. I hate it. I don't go on in social media or anything.
I hate technology.
I'm good at technology. You saw the video I made, Dan.
Yeah, it was very good. Very
Yeah,
well done.
I know.
Actually,
No.
I posted on YouTube. It's gonna come out some later this week.
What?
The video you made. It was great.
Oh,
It was a
that's not
great
e-
video.
Oh, thank you. You see, I'm
It's
like
great
really
video.
good, but I hate social media.
Like the pictures you took and the little videos and everything, it was a great edit. Great edit.
Oh man,
I loved it.
I really loved the country. I really, really loved it. I felt like I was home. It was very beautiful.
Like you got pictures of stuff we didn't like pay attention to. Like the sign that said El Faro Cabo Rojo, I didn't even see it. I
Really?
was like, what the fuck was that?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's because you're a man.
So
It's okay.
you paid attention. You paid attention. This is the toxic femininity we're talking about, you know?
Sure. Oh,
Yeah,
Anyway.
man. I needed to know where we were.
But anyway, I didn't see the sign. I was like, was there a sign? Anyway, we now know there's a sign.
5 feet from where we parked. 5 feet from where we parked.
Yeah, I thought it was on the top of the hill.
No, it was 5 feet from where we parked.
Well,
wait, there was. Huh?
We all
we
saw
didn't
the
mention
bird,
anything
though.
about the little bird.
The
We
bird
arrived
was
there, and the little
so
bird was
cute.
like getting into the windshield with Devon and then with you guys.
Yeah,
Little yellow bird.
the rear view mirror. Yeah, Dan, did you ever look up what type of bird that was? Because
I did.
you were very fascinated. You really wanted to know, oh, what type of bird is that? Like, do you go bird watching? Like, what was this obsession?
It was a fascinating little bird that was just globbed onto Devin and you guys, and I was like enamored by this bird just wanting to be like literally wanted to fly inside the car.
Oh, birds don't do that to you? The shit.
That happens every day to Femi, man. Have you seen the what movie was Blancanieves? Snow White.
Any
Birds,
Disney
the
princess
animals.
movie.
Femi just goes outside and all the birds come at her, say hi. It's normal,
Yeah.
normal thing.
Birds and goats.
It's a normal thing.
It's a normal thing, man.
Then after the after pool, the next day we went to the 2 churches. Then we arm wrestled in every table we could find. We arm wrestled at the restaurant in Sancho Panza. The video is coming out later this week. I can't like this is what I picked up when we were in Sancho Panza. Everybody was freaked out that Devon was there. And the little kid was the one that knew them.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't his mom or his brothers. It was that 9-year-old kid.
He just wanted to
Stood
say
there.
hi to him. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's like, yo, you want to arm wrestle? And the kid's like, what?
You want to arm wrestle?
That's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
he just stood there and say, hi, Devon. And I was just making like I saw them coming. And I asked his mom, does he know him? And she said, like, yes, you like, yeah, take a picture, take video, whatever you want. So it's amazing the reach this man has. You know?
So at my job, because I work in a school in Brooklyn, and I have the 7th grader who's like really big into working out and everything, and we talk, and he's into arm wrestling too. So I was like, oh, hey man, let me show you like a really cool arm wrestler. And he's like, you met Devon? And I was like, oh man, it's pretty dope. So
Yeah, he's my friend. He's my brother. We hooked up. We're cool. We're buddies. We're buddies.
Well,
you know him too?
yeah, it was cool. And then my sister-in-law goes to me, yeah, apparently my dentist knows. And I'm like, what do you mean your dentist? How does this come up in conversation? How does this come up in conversation? She's like, oh, we were talking about Puerto Rico. And, and then he turns and he goes, did you know that Devon was just there? And she's like, what? So this guy mentioned Devon being there. Yeah, isn't that wild?
That is
And
insane.
Yeah.
And she goes to me like, oh my God,
It's
like
spreading.
arm wrestling's a thing. And I'm like, yeah, man, it's a thing. You watch people playing poker on TV. How is that a thing? You know?
Yeah.
How is
Yeah,
that a
exactly.
sport? Like, why are we watching other people have a good time right now? But arm wrestling is different. So yeah, it'll catch on for sure.
Yeah, it's spreading. It's spreading slowly.
And alarming
Yeah,
rate.
Puerto Rico, Devon was here, and it's slowly spreading, and it will reach places, you know. And that's cool. That's cool. At some point, somebody in Puerto Rico is gonna say, "Who's Manolo, and what is he doing?" I bet you they will, because like I try to reach out to the news networks to, if you wanted to interview Devon or highlight that Devon was in Puerto Rico, at least on Mayagüez,
Yeah.
and nobody picked up. Nobody picked up on it. And the thing is, they didn't like know how that people don't know how big Devon is, because Devon is not just an arm wrestler, you know.
No, it's more than that. Much more.
And at some point, people are gonna go like, "Shit, he was here. Who got him there?" And that's gonna help the arm wrestling community in Puerto Rico too. You know.
It's amazing, when you have an ambassador of the sport. You of any sport, right? You hear about them, you see a picture of them in action, you may see a video of them in action, but when you get to see it firsthand, it's different. It's different because you get to see this guy is the Michael Jordan of our sport, and you get to see him firsthand just be as much of an ambassador by way of definition of the word is. And I mean, I'm at a loss of words, and that's a rarity for me, as many of you who are watching or the guys who are on the screen right here with me, as to how amazing this was. There is no set of words I can sit there and say. There isn't. I can't string together a nice sentence that captures the magic that we experience.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know what else happened, Femi, after the restaurant. We went to Rincon and we arm wrestled there, and we found some people that were Americans. I didn't know who Devon Larratt was.
And they were trying to give them pointers. They were trying to give Derek
and they were like,
pointers.
at some point they were like, okay, who's this?
Yeah.
He's somebody.
Yeah. That was really funny.
I was picturing Ron Burgundy. I'm kind of a big deal. People know.
People know me.
Ron Burgundy, always right. So that happened in Rincon, and we arm wrestling in Rincon too, on the tables that were there, because Devon wanted to work out because he had the match with Jordan Zionev, on the 10th, left hand, and he wanted to work on his left. And actually, then I think I dislocated my wrist.
No good, man.
Dude, and yeah, I don't know if you've seen me going like this when I've been here, but I think it's dislocated.
Well, I can't tell by looking at it though.
There you go.
Weren't we pulling
I think-
it and trying to put it back?
That
I
was
was
me.
trying to,
That was you.
That was me.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but it hurts, and I think it's dislocated. My left arm used to be really strong. Now it sucks ass, like really bad. I have nothing. Like damn it, like you pulled me left, and I was like, oh god, you almost ripped my hand up.
My left is coming back in a way that I never thought possible. I actually think it's almost as strong, if not in certain lanes, stronger than my right, which makes no sense to me.
Well, I've always been a believer that everything you do with one arm, the other arm can do. So even if we're training just the right arm, the left will pick up something. Because if it wasn't true, Devon wouldn't have a strong left arm.
No, you're right. You're right. All right. To
And he
speak to
has a strong left arm.
the punch concept, I don't know if you guys spoke about that previously or know about that. That cosmic punch, that he talks about, where you gain more power with each person you group up with, and I feel like we gave him as much as he gave us. If anything, he gained more than he did, but he definitely picked up on some things from us, and that was cool to be a part of, being absorbed into that being.
Yeah. I haven't touched the table.
Yeah.
Devon
No?
left. I'm gonna try to set up something tomorrow at the gym with the kids that were at the seminar. They train at the gym, so I texted them today to be there when I'm there, so at least I can teach them some stuff and get some workout. Where they can put bands on and stuff, so I can work. And there's a guy from nearby who's also a veteran that he reached out, and I want to help him because he's looking like for an outlet. He was telling me that he's always alone. He doesn't like to be with people, and and I'm gonna help him. Like I'm gonna get him into the sport, and I'm gonna teach him as best as I can. And after I came back from the States, I hope to do that every week with whoever shows up.
What do you got a goofy smile on your face for?
Yeah, I was asking that. What? Why are you laughing at?
What's the goofy face for?
No, I texted you guys. I'm not saying it out loud.
Okay.
I can see my text because I'm using my phone for the live stream.
Yep,
So
that's why I did it.
So
That's why
okay,
I did
I'll read it later then.
Read it later.
So anything else you want to add that I forgot about the trip or the experience?
Oh, I do want to add. So I was on Monday. On Monday, I ended up going. I was, on the other side of the island in Fajardo, going snorkeling, and on the catamaran that I was wearing a WAL shirt. And I was standing there there's like a railing. I was just hanging on the railing, stretching my arms out actually. And this younger guy goes, "I see your shirt. Go ahead, do it. Let's see what you got." And I was like, "Do what? What are you talking about?" "You're about to do like crazy pull-ups or something." I was like, "Oh, you mean something like this?" At first I wasn't going to do it, but I was like, "Okay, you mean something like this?" And I was like worried about my wrist at the time because I had just heard it, but I was still able to do it. And I was just doing the crazy pull-ups, and he's like, "Oh my God. So it is true. Arm wrestlers are crazy strong." Yeah, it's like, "You want to try arm wrestling?" And he goes, "We don't have a table, and we don't need one here." I grabbed a towel, a towel. I actually folded up nicely, and I put his elbow on it.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Fold it up nicely. The hoodie was doing good job.
Elbows down. And so, and then when we're pulling, he starts to do a push, and I'm like, no, pull. And I felt literally, as I'm doing that, I felt my inner Devon channeled because it was like, no, pull. You know how he does that with his hand? You know, it's like, no, pull this way. And so he proceeds to do it. I'm like, wow. I was literally, I wasn't myself. I literally felt like someone.
Yeah,
like
I got the video. I got the video of it, right? That's the video you sent on the chat, right?
No,
You did. I saw.
it wasn't me. It was Devon in the driver's seat.
Devon vibes.
You've been
Everybody pick up on that hashtag Devon vibes.
Hell yeah. Gotta go viral.
Gotta go viral, yeah. And I got that video. I'm gonna make a short of it.
Okay.
For the channel.
Go for it, man.
And I think I've gone through all the footage I have. I put all the matches, the videos that you guys sent me of the matches of the tournament. I made a video. It's like 10 minutes long, and I put it on TikTok. And the other videos are already uploaded. They're just gonna come out during the week. And I think that's it. The other thing was the seminar video. And I recently found out that the sound, like something happened to the microphone. I mean, maybe my brother moved the camera and unplugged it a little bit, that it's only a buzz sound. I got the video, but there's no audio. So if
That's weird.
I know, yeah. But anyway, I wasn't in charge of the camera, and you know, it is what it is.
Well, no, I got a lot of video. Dan got video.
Oh, yeah?
Dan, yeah, remember? And then I took over and I said, we're gonna use my phone now.
That's right. Because I only got like a minute or two in the beginning. Well, I sent you the clips. I sent the clips of the from that to you, Manolo.
Okay, so those short clips of the seminar that I got are yours, Dan.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so whatever you have, Femi, please just send it to me so I can try and work something with it. Because people have been asking me about it, and I was waiting for my friend to check the video, because when I put the memory card on my computer, like, it was empty. I don't know why. I
just realized how I'm going to send it to you. I just realized. I got you.
Okay, cool. Thank you. You saved my life. It is something about the seminar, and you saved my life, because I lost the video, and I have the visual, but I don't have the audio, and like, what am I going to do with that?
Yeah, man. And the seminar was awesome. I mean, I didn't get any of the arm wrestling because we had left because the guys wanted to rest for the tournament. But I saw some clips of the videos of the guys arm wrestling Devon. And first off, everyone looked like they were having such a great time. And I saw some of the guys that were supposed to be in the tournament wrestling with their right arm. They just couldn't help it.
Yeah. And actually, Devon told them, like, you're gonna compete. You really want to do this? And they did it anyway. But they didn't. It didn't take like. Let's put it this way. They I don't think they got burned up because they really couldn't do anything with them.
They probably got themselves actually better warmed up than both Derek and I.
It was more of a warmed up. It was more of a warm up. Yeah.
They went into the tournament more warmed up than we were.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Next tournament, make sure you have a second table for a warm up table.
Dude, I was gonna have that, but I forgot about it because I have like 4 tables.
It's okay.
And I forgot about it. And the other one was being brought from the venue to the other venue, and you know, I forgot about it. But anyway, they got warmed up, you know, and they, you know, because I don't really think they burned out because they really couldn't do anything to Devon, you know, and I know because I pulled them and I didn't get tired or get a pump because I really couldn't do anything with them, you know. So if you would be so kind and send me those videos so I can figure out something good about the seminar on the channel, because that was the point of this whole thing, and I lost it. So it is what it is.
What you could do if you need to, take some of the videos. This is gonna sound crazy, but if you're feeling adventurous, Manolo, take the videos that have audio, steal the audio from them, and splice it to your video.
I will try.
My cinematography skills were stellar.
I wouldn't do that to Femi.
That cardboard box. You saw me use that piece of cardboard as like a sliding mechanism to follow.
I wouldn't do that to Femi. That's award-winning footage, you know.
No, it's okay, Manolo. You could do whatever.
No,
again.
mira,
It's a good.
look. Listen to this. My friend told me that even the video was like high quality and stuff. The video it's shit because my brother didn't pay attention, and sometimes Devon went off screen, and my brother didn't follow it until later on, and I got pissed off, and it is what it is. Maybe it all
imagine.
It would all work out. It would all work out. I know it will. I know it will. Once I get your videos, it's gonna be good footage, and I think you got the entire thing.
I think
because
I did
saw
too.
you when you were. I saw you when you were recording, and I think you got the entire thing. So it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
All right.
Yeah, it's good. Good.
I'll see you guys in the chat.
Yeah. Let's cut it. We've been like 2 hours here. So thank you again for being with me here today and that weekend. We had a blast, and I wish to God we can do this soon. I hope in Christmas we can meet up again. And if you guys come down in Christmas, Troy said he was going to come down in Christmas too.
That'd be awesome.
But this is the thing, Femi. My wife already told me that you were going to stay where you stay, because that's part of the trip. Like,
oh, hey, okay. I'm good with that.
I'm not fucking leaving.
No, I just like wasn't leaving Puerto Rico. It just wasn't happening.
And yeah, my wife already told me, like, yeah, they can stay there, and so it's cool. So when you come down, if you come down on December or whenever you come down, you know you got a place to stay.
Yay! And we'll celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, we'll celebrate Christmas in
with
Puerto Rico. We're gonna eat pasteles. What?
With Santa.
With Santa. Yeah, Santa comes to Puerto Rico too. Yeah, and Santa. And you send me that thing. Okay, I'll get it. And who's gonna?
Manolo, please don't do that to us.
No, we're gonna do it, man. It's gonna make great content, man.
Manolo, don't I say, because if you give her this little inch, she's gonna take a mile from you. Don't do it. Don't.
Dude, it's gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be better. It's gonna be great. Like we go somewhere and we put the table and we get Javier dressed up like Santa and us like not with the thong that Femi sent, you know.
I don't think there's no thong.
With the one that you sent that was like shirtless and stuff.
Oh, that was reindeer. Cause get it?
No, not the reindeers. We're gonna be the elves, and she's gonna be the Grinch. And we're gonna put the table on somewhere, and people are gonna arm wrestle Javier, and it's gonna make great content. It's gonna be great for the arm wrestling community in Puerto Rico, and it's gonna be great to see Javier in tights. It's gonna be great.
No, man, the red suit. The red suit.
Oh, what you meant the suit with the tie and stuff?
Yeah, that was dope.
That's not Santa.
Yo, that's cool, Santa.
So we're gonna go with that one.
I don't know.
With cool Santa, we gotta make a choice.
We gotta figure it out. We gotta figure it out. We have
because we're doing it.
I'll leave that part.
We're doing it.
It's gonna be fun for the whole family, Dan. Don't worry, you'll be happy.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun for the whole family. It's gonna be PG.
PG, man.
It's gonna be PG. You know. Not PG-13, it's gonna be PG.
Femi, you and the words PG just sometimes it doesn't jive.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It took me a minute to like register PG. Yeah. Okay. Yo,
General public.
Check out what I put in the chat. You're gonna die.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. So, guys, I love you. Thank you for everything. Hope to see you soon again and being able to give you a hug. And we'll see each other in the chat.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Bye,
Take care of each other.
everybody.